I want to ask you some questions. Actually, I want to ask you a few questions. Start with this one. What is your purpose? What is it exactly do you want to do with your life? And are you doing right now, in the moment, currently, presently, doing anything to make sure that happens? But I think the most important question is, do you have an answer for any of those that I just asked you? I go by Willz. It's the homie Matt. This is the Matt and Willz show. Let's talk about it. Man, what's going on, brother?
Not much, man. How you feeling?
Man, I'm blessed, man. I'm blessed, man. I really just wanted to start with this because just given especially everything that's going on right now, I think it's very important to just speak on the fact of not settling for being lost. You know, it's a lot of people out here that is just following and just doing what they see others doing. And I think the lack of understanding what purpose is and what they're here for and people not knowing has a huge factor in planning that, man. You know what I'm saying?
100%.
Yeah. I feel like, and just to speak on that, I feel like a lot of people go their lives knowing what they want to do, you know, because I think that's fairly easy. You know, once you find something that you like, you can tell yourself, okay, this is what I want to do with my life. So I don't think it's the point of not knowing. I think people get to a stalemate when it comes to what comes after that, because it's super easy to know what you want to do or find out what you want to do, but It's a lot harder to accept the work that come with trying to make that shit happen.
Exactly. The steps it takes to get to the end result.
Yeah.
A lot of people intimidated by those steps once they see what it takes to get there.
Yeah. And I get it, you know.
Yeah.
Because when it comes to what you're trying to do with your life, especially if you're starting from the ground up, man, it can get discouraging.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But I think it's very important to just stress that it's not going to happen unless you do it. You know, it's not going to happen until you put that work in that you got to put in to make it happen.
Right.
But it's I don't know, man. I don't know.
You can't be afraid of failure, man. Like a lot of times we have a goal. Okay, bet. I know I want to do it and work towards it. And then as soon as you fall, you're like, maybe this ain't for me.
Yeah.
When you already knew, you already had that inkling. You already knew, you felt in your spirit that was your purpose, but still you're going to stop because you failed.
Yeah.
But you can't be afraid of that failure. You got to embrace that failure and learn from it. And a lot of us, sometimes once we fall, we like, dang, it's over. It ain't for me.
Like I guess people just expect it to be a smooth ride or something like that, you know?
That ain't how it works. Yeah,
not at all. Not at all. And it's crazy because when you kind of in it, 'cause speaking for myself, like I didn't understand what the failure was doing, you know, because I don't fault nobody for even having that instant thought of like, damn, maybe this ain't what I should be doing. But if you push through that thought and you keep going and trying to make it happen, you realize that every failure that you take in the process is making you the person you need to be.
Right.
To make that happen, you know?
Yeah, 100%.
You know?
Also, man, failures have brought me to places where it's like, I think life is like a tree. You know what I'm saying? It's different branches. It goes in all different types of directions. 100%. And a lot of times you can be going in one direction, and the failure, it should make you hit a U-turn, but it can alter your course.
Yeah.
And you just continue to follow that through. And it could be pointing you in a direction to where you belong.
I was finna say that sometimes it's necessary, you know.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you feel like you have it mapped out before you even try to start, and then when you start to, I guess, go another way that you didn't plan it, you feel like you're not doing what you're supposed to do.
Nothing ever goes according to plan.
Not at all.
I was just talking to my brother about that this morning.
Yeah.
It's like, kind of like, for instance, we was talking about work. It was like, yo, we gotta always prepare for the bullshit.
Yeah.
Like, okay, you got this assignment. It's due in 2 weeks. Don't wait until it's 3 days left to get it done because you're not accounting for the bullshit. Although you feel like, okay, I can get that done in 2-3 days.
Yeah.
The bullshit always happens. The bumps in the road always happen. And that's okay. But you got to make sure you are planning accordingly and realize that even in your plan, it's not going to go the way you expect it to go.
Not at all. I'll even add to that. Instead of prepare for the bullshit, expect the bullshit.
Indeed.
You know, make your plan based on shit fucking up or going wrong.
It's going to fuck
so
up.
That way you're not so hit heavy by like shit not going the way you wanted to go. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like people have a wrong perspective of what failure is. You know, it's a huge part of the recipe in success.
Indeed.
You can ask anybody who you look up to, you know, idolize. If you ask them, like, was it just a smooth ride? Hell no. I guarantee you. And you show me somebody who tell you it was perfect and smooth, and I'll show you a liar immediately, soon as you say it. I promise you.
Right.
Because it's never that, you know. And it took me years though. You know what I mean? So I'm not trying to just tell people what to do like it's easy. Nah, it took me years to embrace the benefits of what failure is.
Right.
You know, because I get it. It can be discouraging, but you just have to change your perspective on it.
And these are coming from men who are not all the way successful yet.
100%.
Not even halfway.
100%.
You know what I'm saying?
We still got shit to do, man.
Indeed, but we just put in the work enough to realize, okay, I can see what it takes. It's going to take a little bit more out of you. It's going to take you having those L's, which could be, however your mindset is, a loss or a learning opportunity.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, it's best to take it as a learning opportunity because, man, I done faced so many L's in life and still facing them.
Yeah.
But I understand that bigger picture. You know, I can't get caught up in the moment.
Yeah.
A lot of times, sometimes I find myself answering why. Like, why this always happen? But that's a waste of time trying to figure out that. But like, why are you harping on that?
Yeah, I agree.
You need to figure out, okay, what caused this? How can I avoid it in the future? And what I need to do to keep pushing forward.
And I think it's like a perfect symmetry for disaster, because it's like a lot of people, this is what happens. I feel like people find out what they want to do, right? And then they begin the course, and then they hit their first roadblock. Bam.
Right.
And then once they get to that discouraging point where they feel like, well, maybe this ain't what I need to do, now they have a void in them. Because when you don't have your purpose, you're going to always feel some kind of emptiness in yourself. So then now you face a crossroads where you continue to try to make this happen, or you depend on distractions to try to fill that void. Whatever your distraction may be, you know, whether it's drugs, whether it's alcohol, whether it's, you know, women, you know, women, and for my ladies, men, you know, and this is what, and then that's what I see happening, you know, with a lot of people, even a lot of people I love, especially.
Yeah.
You know, it's once they feel like this is too hard, once they feel like the journey is too hard, they just cling on to their distractions, because it's, in a lot of ways, and most times these distractions are like immediate satisfaction, you know, because it's though it's temporary.
Yeah.
Because once you smoke, you high for a little bit, then it's gone. You know what I'm saying? Once you drink, you drunk for a little bit, then it's gone. And then now you just chasing that same distraction, thinking it's going to fill you.
Once you bust that nut,
depending on who you laying with, you feeling fucking miserable about yourself. You
and
know
it's going to be done. And then you're going to be looking at her like, yo, you know what? I don't even like her.
Hey, I've been there.
You know what I mean?
I've been there. From someone who, and I'm speaking from experience here.
Yeah.
Like, from someone who had to go through that in his journey. Like, I did it a lot. You know what I'm saying? And I ran from what I was supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
Often. And that's when I had to, that's why I say that crossroads, man. That's very important, because even though you might not see it in your life, there's going to be a time where that's what you're facing.
Yeah.
And you're going to have to accept, okay, am I going to keep chasing these vices because it's easier and I feel good immediately?
He talking.
You know what I'm saying? Or am I going to accept the hard road with that end game in mind. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people cling on to the distractions to try to fill that void that they have in them.
Yeah.
It's not going to work.
Yeah, man. A lot of people that tend to put their vices priority,
Yeah.
they use that as a, like you were saying, a distraction from chasing their success.
Yeah.
Like a lot of the dudes that I knew kind of growing up through college or whatever that focused and bragged on how many women they got is because they was failing in the classes. They was failing in the courses and they needed something else to brag on.
Yeah.
You use those vices as distractions to not alone yourself, but to others. But a lot of times the real ones can see through it.
Yeah.
And also when you look in the mirror, no matter how much you be trying to put that disguise on, you know what you're doing and you know what your focus should be on. But instead, you're sticking with that vice. Everybody got them. You just got to learn how to manage them.
Most definitely.
You know what I'm saying?
But a lot of people can't even really look at themselves in the mirror, man.
100%.
It's like that's why they cling on to these distractions. That's because it blocks them out of their own mind.
Yeah.
You know, it's when you master being alone with yourself. You know what I'm saying? And I spoke on this, you know, a while ago, but like when you learn how to be alone with yourself and accept everything that comes with that, because when you're alone with yourself and you're not distracting yourself from your thoughts and how you feel about yourself, that can be a scary situation. It can be scary. It can be mentally troubling because now you're asking yourself questions about yourself and you're answering these questions unbiasedly. You're not lying to yourself. Like, why am I in this situation? Because you keep fucking up. Why am I fucking up? Because I'm not doing what I'm supposed to do. A lot of people don't want to hold themselves accountable for themselves. You know?
Too many.
That's a whole nother topic. I mean, we can get on that right now, though. It's just like self-awareness is very important. But you have to understand what you got to go through to get that self-awareness. You have to hold yourself accountable for everything that you do and stop blaming that person over there or that person over there or even the setbacks or the handicaps that you didn't ask for in your life, but they just got placed on your lap. I get it. You know, I understand it's easy to acknowledge them, but how long are you going to blame them for the position that you're in your life?
Man, if you never take accountability, no matter what realm you decide to work in life, if you want to be an employee, cool. Everybody can't be the boss. If you want to be an employee, if you don't take accountability, you're going to be bouncing yourself from job to job because you're always pointing the finger. If you want to be a boss, your business is going to fail. When I say business, I'm from the country. I'm going to say it for y'all that maybe don't understand. Your business is going to fail because if you're not taking accountability, you're not realizing what your mistakes are and how you can fix them. You're just pointing at everyone else and you're keeping your business acumen the same. That's going to result in failure. You know what I mean? Like in a relationship, if you're not taking accountability, your relationship is going to fail.
But why do you think people run from it so often, man? Like, why do you think people just run from what accountability is?
Because they don't want to have the blame on themselves. They don't want people to say, oh, I'm wrong. Everybody want to be right.
That is literally impossible, bro.
It's like, it's okay to be wrong, yo. It's all right.
Gotta listen, man.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, agreed. But I think people don't like being wrong because now they have to look at themselves. You know, like, okay, why am I wrong? You know what I'm saying? And it's a lot of people, especially in social media, you know, like a lot of people validate unaccountability. Like it's crazy. And especially, and I found this especially in like a lot of women, and I'm not bashing. I love everybody, especially women. But I really found just in my experience too, like a lot of women that I've dealt with in my life, you know, especially the prettier ones. It's like they don't have no accountability for themselves at all. Right. You know, and when you look at what they go through on a daily basis, it's like you can't really fault them because it's like it's a lot of people because they find their validation from the flooded messages that they get from random people just telling them, oh, you're perfect, you this, that, and the third. And it's like,
Yeah.
I don't understand that. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy to me, bro.
Yeah. You can't be determined for perfection just by looking at a picture.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? People tell you that you're a dime, you're perfect, and they just looking at your picture. But you're consuming this as, digesting it as you just as a person.
Yes.
They're looking at an image. Don't get it twisted.
Right.
And also, the loser men that do it all the time, they need to take accountability themselves as well, because you're blowing up these women' mind, and then you're complaining that they are how they are. And you are the one who created the monsters.
Agreed, bro.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and these are particular women we talking about. We're not talking about all women, because all women not like this.
Not at all.
All women don't even go crazy about social media.
Specify that very clearly. It's not. And this is why I said you kind of find this in the prettier women when that get these floods of DMs and they messages. Which, by the way, ladies, if you haven't recognized yet, 98% of them niggas ain't shit. They bum ass niggas. And this is why they're in your DM anyway, because they kind of need you and they trying to play this role to try to make sure that they can try. And this is what I also found. A lot of women who bash men, black men especially, they bash them because you are continuously giving yourself to them, to those type of men that don't have nothing going for them, don't have no drive, don't have no purpose or feel like what they need to do, because those type of men aren't going to hold you accountable for who you are.
Yeah.
You're not going to find a good man that's just going to let you continue on, be in your life steadily and let you continue on with your bullshit.
Yeah, for sure.
Because a real man going to correct you.
Yeah.
And a lot of women don't like being corrected.
100%.
Because that's like putting that mirror in their face.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Man, your perception on the world is based off of your personal experiences.
Great.
So if you think all men are shit, if you think all women ain't shit, that's based off your personal experiences and your choosing. You haven't had the opportunity to choose one that made you have a different perception. So that also comes accountability again. Why are you making these bad choices? You know what I'm saying? Like, and that goes for men and women. Like you was talking about the pretty women.
Yeah.
Also, is there some accountability for you there? Were you only at one point going for the pretty, the physical initially?
Nah, 100%. But that was when I was in that phase of not really holding myself accountable to the fact of like, okay, bro, you keep complaining about the type of women you're dealing with, but you keep going after the same kind of woman.
That's what we gotta realize.
You know what I'm saying? So everything that's coming out my mouth, pause, is out of experience. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not here trying to tell you anything that I haven't actually went through in my own life. You know what I'm saying? So I had to look at myself in the mirror as well, man. Like, and I call that the mirror moment. You know, the mirror moment is when you are actually looking inside yourself,
right,
unbiasedly, not lying to yourself about the decisions you made in your life, the actions that you've taken, how you're living,
right.
And it can be hard because you can't do that without holding yourself accountable.
Yeah, 100%.
You know, like I've had nights where I fucking cried to myself, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, 100%. this shit is too hard. But I understand that all of it, all that pain and everything that come with that process is necessary. It's a necessary evil that a lot of people choose to avoid.
Yeah. Because
they feel like it's easier to just, okay. And I found this, and I've seen this as well. Like I would deal with a woman that I was trying to be that for them. Like, look, you need to start looking at yourself. Like, I understand you keep blaming, and I've had some that hear that and actually apply it to their life. Right. And then I've had some that hear that and then ignore me and then go back to Smo Joe. You know what I'm saying? Because
someone that validates.
Yeah. Smo Joe, he gonna enable you. He not gonna sit here. He not gonna sit here and talk to you like you need to be. You know what I mean? He not gonna give you the game. He just glad to be around you. Yeah. You know,
get what you want out. He can get what he want. I mean, because I used to think like I used to brag about this when I was going out to the clubs back in the day. Like me and my homies going out. You know, we was young, maybe early 20s. They say, okay, they go back and say, who got the most numbers and all this stuff like that. So they battling about the most numbers. But I always told people, I never really cared about how many numbers I got. I always went after the baddest one in the club.
Great.
So I went and got the baddest one, or at least in the top 3.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.